time is something that is basically our time as human beings, right? Is basically dictated by the sun setting and rising, right?
It used to be that the rhythms of the universe that we measured became convenient reckonings of time. Mm-hmm. So the sun would rise and set, we call that a day. Mm-hmm. The moon would go around once, we call that a month. It became a month. Mm-hmm. Earth would go around the sun, that became a year. And these became the natural timekeeping ways. When you wanted to be more precise than just sun up and sun down, you had to invent some machine that could keep more accurate time. And you divide the day into parts that are convenient to you. Okay. And so thus was introduced clocks. The sundial was the first among them that did this in any sensible way. And you divide up the shadow of what's called a gnomon. Divide up the shadow in whatever way is sensible to you. And what's interesting is sundials were invented in the northern hemisphere. And a sundial, the shadow of the gnomon goes clockwise. Mm. And so if you're going to invent a clock, and the gnomon is your first timekeeping device, that sets what direction the hands will move on an analog clock. It's how you get clockwise
so
versus
how do you keep time
counterclockwise.
When you're outside of the solar system?
So now we say, all right, Earth kind of varies in its time it takes to go around the sun. And Earth's rotation rate can slow down or speed up depending on whether there were earthquakes, because that changes the rotation rate of the Earth. Right. Depending on migration patterns of large animals, such as whales. It can change depending on the tides as the moon tugs the water back and forth on the shores. This influences, generally you add them all together, Earth is slowing down. So we now keep better time than that. We keep atomic time. Mm-hmm. So now we have the frequencies that are generated within atoms are far more accurate than anything Earth and the sun and the moon ever dreamt of doing. And so now we use, it's an atomic clock. And you want to have time in space.
Oh, the atomic clock is really based on like atoms.
Oh yeah. So now you bring the clock into space, and you no longer have to. Yeah, exactly. It's actually based on electrons moving within the atoms, just to be precise. I don't know what frequency that is. Is that
That's mind blown remix.
Is that what that is? So you bring an atomic clock with you, and you keep good time, and you're good to go.
You don't even have to.
You don't even have to. He's got to digest this fact.
Wow, you just blew my mind.
What? That atomic time is kept by atomic clocks?
Wow.
No, come on, Val. Then we should stop the conversation here because that's only the beginning of mind-blowing stuff that could come out on this table. I'm just saying. We need, what's that thing you have now in colleges? The room where you got to protect yourself in case there's the professor. Safe space. We need a safe space, a cosmic safe space to protect the mind-blowing forces that.
Why does it blow your mind so much, Pharrell?
Because that's just like.
I got one for you.
Your son.
Okay.
I'm measuring my time with a molecule.
We are done with the sun.